Iwata-kun's grandma. I'm in the 4th grade. My friend Iwata-kun is in the 6th grade, 2 years older than me, but he teaches me football during lunch breaks. Today is sports day. Cheering voices are echoing under the blue sky. Come on, white team! Go go Reds! The boy playing the drum is Iwata-kun. He's on the white team and I'm on the red. For today, we're on opposite sides. The 4th grade races start. When I run past, Iwata-kun gives me a cheer. We are on opposite sides, but we're still friends. I ran as fast as I could, but came 3rd in the race. Everyone said I did well, but I was a bit embarrassed and turned away. There's an ailanthus tree in the corner of the playground. The big tree swayed in the wind and seemed to say, "Hey, you did do your best." The ailanthus tree in our playground was burnt by the atomic bomb, but it survived and sprouted new leaves again. It's a tree that has tried much harder than myself. Iwata-kun's mum took a photo of us, and in return, my mum turned to take a photo of the Iwata family. "Please join in, Grandma Iwata." "Oh no," says Iwata-kun's grandma, smiling and waving her hand. "Really? Do you not want to join?" "Oh no." Well then, Mr. and Mrs. Iwata and boys, look this way and smile. Say cheese. Click. See? I knew it. Iwata-kun's grandma never joins a family photo. I knew it. I know why Iwata-kun's grandma never takes a photo with her family. It was during our peace education class the other day. Our school is in the center of Hiroshima City. We can see the atomic bomb dome from our classroom window. Ours is the closest school from where the bomb was dropped. On the day of peace education, Iwata-kun's mum and grandma came to speak to us in the assembly hall. Or rather, his mum spoke and his grandma sat next to her in her wheelchair. Iwata-kun's mum started to talk. This is my mum, and her name is Chizuko-san. About 60 years ago, she was here when the atomic bomb was dropped, and she gave birth to me much later. Today I would like to share with you a story I heard from Chizuko-san. Take a look at this old photograph. There's a father, a mother, and 4 sisters who were very close to each other. The one on the right is Chizuko-san. Chizuko-san, of course, was not always an old lady. Here she was 16 and was called Chi-chan by everyone. She was the eldest sister and was relied upon by her family. Next to her is her younger sister Kayo-chan, who was in junior high school. She was a cheerful and outgoing girl. On the far left is 6-year-old Hiro-chan. She was excited to join elementary school. And the girl in her mother's lap is the youngest sister, Kimi-chan. She was only 3 years old then. Back then, Japan was at war, and large cities all over the country were being bombed. It was rumored that Hiroshima will also be air raided soon, so Chizuko-san and her family were preparing to move into a relative's house in the countryside. We call this evacuation. They will return to Hiroshima one day, but by then their house may have been burnt down. So the family called a photographer to the house, which was already empty of all their belongings, and took a family photo. This was the beginning of August. Okay, everyone, gather around. I'll make sure you all look very pretty in it. Here we go. Click. On the morning of the 6th of August, Chizuko-san and Kayo-chan left home as usual for their duty as student workers. In those days, even students had to work for the war effort. It was a very hot morning. Bye! See you soon! The two of them waved to their parents and sisters and left home. Kayo-chan, who was in junior high school, worked to evacuate homes close to where the Peace Boulevard now is. This was very hard work, taking down houses to make spaces between them, making sure that the fire from air raids don't spread widely across the city. Chizuko-san, a high school student, went to a tin food factory in Nishi Kanwon town. This was also an important job, making tin food for soldiers. Chizuko-san was at the factory, talking to her friends before work began. When... On the 6th of August, 8:15 a.m., for the first time in history, an atomic bomb was dropped on people. First came a blinding ray of light. The next moment, with a thundering noise, the factory collapsed. Chizuko-san was buried under rubbles and did not know what happened. From all around came voices. Anyone? Help, please! Cries, groans, and many voices overlapping each other. Move toward the light! Chizuko-san heard someone shout and desperately crawled out. There was a thick cloud of dust, and anyone able to move was fleeing in all directions. I must get out of here too. Chizuko-san tried to go home, but the bomb, it seemed, had been dropped very close to her house. Many people were running away from that direction. People burnt so badly it was impossible to know who they were. People wounded, having been blown away by the blast, or with shards of glass piercing their bodies. Lots of people in shocking conditions. I can't go home, but where should I go? Then Chizuko-san remembered a relative's house near the mountains. If anything happens, let's all meet there. That was what her family and relatives had agreed on when the war had become more dangerous. Chizuko-san walked without knowing where the streets used to be. When she looked back, the red-burning city felt so close and overwhelming. She walked and walked and walked and walked. When she finally got to the house, she nearly collapsed. There was no one at the house. Chizuko-san waited and waited, but no one came. Trembling, she continued to wait. After the sun had gone down, one uncle came, alone. My father, my mother, my sisters, where are they? The uncle shook his head and only said, I don't know. The next day, Chizuko-san went back to Hiroshima City to look for her family. Buildings were destroyed and many dead bodies lay with the rubbles. Where is my house? A round concrete dome stood half destroyed with its steel frames showing. Chizuko-san searched for her house, from where buildings remained and the river flowed in the city. Maybe around here. Everywhere was blackened and charred. Chizuko-san dug with her hands, looking for anything that might have been left unburnt. Eventually, she found 2 charred bodies. Is this large body father? And this smaller one, Hiro-chan? The bodies were burnt, and she could only assume by their size. she found a small piece of tile left unburnt. It has to be. This is the kitchen of our house. There, huddled together, were the bodies of her mother and younger sister, Kimi-chan. In that moment, her mother must have tried to protect her little daughter in her chest. She must have held her tightly, so very tightly. Little pieces of fabric from their clothes were left, where their bodies had been pressed together. This is the blouse mother was wearing. This flower print is from the dress Kimi-chan was wearing. Chizuko-san cried. Holding the little pieces of fabric tightly in her hand, she cried and cried. Kayo-chan, who had been so joyous as she left home with Chizuko-san that morning, was never found. 700 students were said to have been working with Kayo-chan that day, but none of them survived. On the 6th of August, Chizuko-san became completely alone. The hall was silent when Iwata-kun's mum smiled to us, saying, "Thank you for listening so attentively. Oh yes, I must tell you about this photo." A few months after the war ended, someone came up to Chizuko-san. "Chi-chan, you're alive. I have the photograph. It wasn't burnt." It was the photographer. All her family was here when they took the photo. But Chizuko-san was the only one able to see it. When someone tries to take a photo, Iwata-kun's grandma never says cheese. All she says is, "Oh no." I know why. Her grandsons, Iwata-kun and his brother, are so dear, so precious to her, that she never takes a photo with them. She never forgets that August, when her family who took the photo together all died. She wants to be with her family forever. She wants to see her family smiling forever. That's why she doesn't take a photo with them. I hope one day Iwata-kun's grandma will be able to smile and take a photo with her family. I look up at the ailanthus tree. The tree was here that day, has seen war and peace. What do you think, ailanthus tree? No one wants to see their family and friends die, so why is there war? Iwata-kun's grandma sits under the ailanthus tree and waves back with a smile when Iwata-kun waves and runs towards her. I see Iwata-kun's mum taking a photo of them. I won't ever go to war. The ailanthus tree sways in the wind. I won't ever go to war. Even if I get into fights, I'll make up. I won't ever go to war. I'll make lots and lots of friends. Even when I grow up, I won't ever go to war. It's true.